One week they want to fire you. The next week you're knocking off a top 10 team.
Cannot play with them. Cannot win with them. Cannot coach with them. Can't do it.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Grants React, the college football show for the fans, by a fan. Florida just defeated Texas 29-21, and this is my instant reaction. The game just ended. I just turned on the mic. Let's talk about this because there's a lot of talking points. We'll try to touch base on all of them, and then throughout the week we can dissect it more in detail. But look, Billy Napier fighting for his life, losing to Miami, then having to go into a bye week with everybody saying, fire Billy, fire Billy. It's something that he did last year, and this year he said, hey, I might as well start it again because this time after a bye week, they welcome Texas into the swamp, and they defeat Texas. A couple things from the Florida side, Dallas Wilson, VB3, that is a duo right there. And why this is so tough for Florida is if you want to get rid of Billy Napier, you don't want to lose a Dallas Wilson to the transfer portal. A Dallas Wilson who people thought he was good. He was hyped up, injured the first couple games of the season, and then this game he gives you 2 tutties on one of the best secondaries in the college football. Over 100 yards. Who else has had a debut like that? And then, of course, VB3 going deep. Mawson a player. So you understand why the administration may be hesitant to fire Billy because you don't want to lose players like that. Next, shout out to DJ Lagway. It seemed like he wasn't all the way healthy, but this game, it seemed like he processed things faster. He gave his players a chance, and in the end, Florida ended up winning 29-21. Now, you may say, Grant, why don't you talk about the defense? I'm going to talk about the defense because I want to talk about Texas's offense, but no one should be surprised about how good the Florida Gators defense played today. And the reason they shouldn't be surprised because they played like this all year. They were tough versus Miami. They were tough versus South Florida. They have been tough all year. So their performance today, which was good, holding Texas to 21 points, just all over Arch Manning, that didn't surprise me as much because of how good Texas has played. Now, on the Texas side, I did not think your offensive line would get destroyed like that. I want to talk about Arch Manning. I want to talk about Sarkisian, but I did not think the Florida Gators front seven would dominate Texas's offensive line like they did. It was at times seeming like Arch was one Mississippi. There's a Florida Gator upside his head. Another two Mississippi. And you know, I want to come into this game and say, look, I told you guys, Arch Manning was overhyped. But I'm going to tell you right now, it would be tough for any quarterback to play in today's game when you only got 2 seconds to throw the ball and they're oops upside your head like the Florida Gators defense was. Now, did Arch Manning miss throws? Yes. Is Arch Manning the guy they said he was? No, he is not. But this man was running for his life. And you got to look at why that was. And that was because the offensive line, I felt like, was getting dominated. When I look at Texas offense, it looked discombobulated. It looked like they've never practiced before. You got trick plays that's work wide open. You miss them. Third down, horrible on third down. And you just wonder, where do you go from here if you're Texas? You're 3-2. 0-1 in the SEC, but looking at this game and looking at the Ohio State and the Florida game, does anybody feel like Texas is a top 10 team? Does anybody feel like this team can compete for a national championship? I don't see it. Because the one thing coming into this game, I assumed, I thought the defense was going to hold up. I picked Florida to win this game, but I thought this game was going to be 3-12. I didn't have faith in either one of these offenses. The Florida Gators offense showed up. The Texas Longhorns offense did not. Now, it brings us to the ultimate question for Texas. I mean, you got some issues. You got Arch Manning in his processing of the quarterback, of his reads, but you also got your O-line who got abused. For the Florida Gators, you feel good today. Texas came into the swamp and you sent them home with the L. But Florida Gators fan, are you happy? Like, I know you're happy you won. I know you're excited that you won. But Billy Napier is your head coach. It's a crazy situation. You gotta love college football. Texas takes an L to the Florida Gators. Let me know what you guys think in the comments.